During a literature club meeting, the four club members, along with their faculty advisor niece, suddenly find themselves with supernatural powers. Now capable of fabricating black flames, Resident Chibu Jarado is the most eccentric about their new abilities. Unfortunately, his own is only for show and unable to accomplish anything else of substance. Moreover, he is completely outclassed by those around him. Fellow club member Tamo Kazik manipulates time. Jiraiya's childhood friend Hako Kingsley wills control over the five elements, and club president Sume Takashi can repair both inanimate objects and living things, and their advisor Ni Chufahimaki is able to create objects out of thin air. However, while the mystery of why they receive these powers loom overhead, very little has changed for the literary club. The everyday lives of these five supernatural-powered students continue on, now tinged with supernatural. This anime has about 12 episodes. It premiered October 7, 2004 to December 23, 2004. It is based off a light novel. It is comedy, romance, slice of life, and supernatural themes as harm in school. Each episode is 20 minutes per episode and rated PG-13. Now let's get started into the review. First of all, I like to start off by saying, like this anime, like even though in the title it says, when supernatural battles become commonplace, there are no battles in this anime whatsoever. I think the title is very misleading in that. But overall, when you get down to the story, Liberty Club members get superpowers, and the superpowers are such like if they were in an action shoujo anime. But they just use the powers for fun. And in a few episodes, mostly in the series, they just kind of like use them to help them daily routine while keeping them secret from the other students at school. But I think also just like very simple, like average, rom-com between the characters. The characters are very nice. They have all their own stories, and their background motivation that affects the protagonist, and a little bit of comedy that kind of balances it out. But I feel like the series, it has good action in it with a little bit of rom-com because it doesn't like super high action horror romance anime, which is kind of good. There's barely any action in it, so kind of the title is very misleading within itself. Overall, I would say that this slice of life horror / romantic comedy, it just shows a group of friends, in a club that they all develop over a literary club. They develop powers in more ways than one, and then kind of take account how they use these powers, but they use them for their own comedic relief or comedy or just entertainment. And I think also, moving away from like the MC, he's surrounded by a group of girls, and then kind of add these comedic bits to them here and there. And for the girls, I found they have their own interesting personality and problems that were pretty done in a decent way, how they figure it out, how they kind of move with these obstacles that are basically in their way, especially like the childhood friend stereotype that's always in the anime, especially like the childhood friend is like a special mention, and then it rises like a type of tension in the group. But having that, there's no really good plot, just straightforward, just watching these group of individuals go about their daily routine and now just add superpowers in the mix, and then trying to figure out why they got them in the first place was kind of interesting. And I think also, despite a lot the boatload of laughter and fun and comedic that kind of balance out the whole rom-com, I think the characters are still very not flat, but they're just one-dimensional, where they each stand on their own depending on who you're focusing on each episode. But I think overall they're just one-sided, where you can kind of relate to them in some actual form depending on the episode, and sometimes you cannot. I think it just depends on the person, who you kind of vibe towards. But overall, I think it's okay for this type of average rom-com. I think the title was just changed just a little differently. I wouldn't feel like it have been so misleading in the overall introduction of it, but overall I kind of enjoyed it. I would give this anime overall like a 7 out of 10. If they just had added more, I think it would have been better if they added more of an action sequence to it. That way the title kind of works for the anime, instead of saying supernatural battles become commonplace. There are actually no battles whatsoever that I noticed any, unless it's just battle between the group itself, like common bickering. But no, there was actually actual battles taking place where they had to hide their power from the school and face off enemies, and that worked out really well. But overall, it didn't. And I feel like if it just kind of had those battles in place beforehand, I think also it would have been really cool to see how they could use their powers to fight evil that's trying to destroy their school, or and then exploring that supernatural culture and background to the works of it, and where the origins of the powers and where they come from, basically. But over that, it was pretty okay, pretty good. But definitely check out this anime if you haven't already, and let me know what you think. But until then, I'll see y'all real soon for another anime review. Until then, bye!